Hello interwebs, how are you doing today? I'm back with another random video here. This time it is the Clockwise Tools DCLR-0605 6-inch 150mm IP54 rated digital calipers from the Amazon. This was recommended on some forum online. I think it was Bob Vila, maybe This Old House, one of those kind of things. Just got this, still got packaging here. Open this baby up really quick. I've already kind of checked it out a bit. So, first of all, starting with the case, it's actually a pretty well-built case. It seems pretty solid. This whole system here was, I think, 25 or 30 bucks, and the case itself is not bad. These hinges are not the greatest. They're gonna break over time. They got like this sort of hingey action going on, so they'll definitely break, but that's fine. And then here we are with the calipers themselves. I forgot to turn them off, so let's turn them off. Okay, off. That was weird. I swear I was holding that button down, but whatever. So I should start off saying this is my first pair of digital calipers. Is this a pair? This shows how much I know about digital calipers. I'm a hobbyist. I'm just a general shop hobby person, and that's what this will be used for, is general shop hobby type stuff. I don't even have a set of decent feeler gauges. I got some old feeler gauges that are rusty, and I don't trust them to be the actual size that they claim to be anymore. So I have some dollar bills over here and some US currency is kind of a sort of standard bearer to measure here, and hopefully that'll give some of the more experienced amongst you out there an idea of the accuracy or lack thereof with this thing, because I have no frame of reference. Again, this is my first set of calipers, never used one before. Couldn't really tell you if these are the cat's meow or not. I can pretty much guarantee you these are not. I was looking at like Mitutoyo. These ain't them. These are not there. I mean, I'm just seeing little stuff, just little tolerances, I don't have a lot of experience with these. I don't know if it's good or bad, but there's like machining marks on the metal that probably isn't present on something like a Mitutoyo or a Starrett or some of the other high-end fancy stuff. One feature that's cool on this, big old screen for blind people like me to be able to read. That's awesome. And then it's got this auto on feature, so as you can see, it's off right now. The second you move it, it turns on. So that is pretty cool, and it remembers the last setting you were in. So when I first opened this up, turned it on, it was in inches. Oh yeah, right here, in inches, which is not very helpful. Even though I'm in the United States, it's a dumb system. It's a dumb system. You don't want to use that. This is even dumber, but it's got it, so it's there. So I'm going to try my damnedest to stick to millimeter metric stuff here. And it seems, I don't know, it seems good. It does stuff. The numbers come up when you move the thingy, and that's about all I know about this stuff. So, one thing I will mention before I get into this, it's got a digital option here. This is USB, and it's not for charging, it's for data transfer, and it's micro USB. And there's a certain type of data cable required, and you do not connect it with a regular USB cable. Okay, whatever. Obviously there's a manual. I'm sure it will go over that stuff in the manual. There's words in here and they mean stuff, and I will just throw that in the garbage because and before we get into the functions of this, came with an extra battery. I took this battery out of the packaging because I was like, I gotta put this stupid battery in, but there was already a battery in it. So this is an extra one, so that's kind of neato. So it can live inside the case along with the silica gel. That looks pretty tasty. Maybe I'll eat this. Yep, I'll just save that for later. That'll be a nice snack. Okay, getting into the functions of this thing. Let's start off with the penny. Again, I don't know how helpful this will be, but it will just serve as a ballpark. 1.5 millimeters, does that sound about right? We'll spin it around, move it to some different points here. Spin, spin, spin. So it's all right around 1.5. So that's a little bit lower. That's way lower. So we're at about, wow. So what is that? We're about 2/10, depending on where we measure this thing. We're about 2/10 of a millimeter off, depending on this where we measure around the circumference of this penny. So I don't know how helpful this is going to be, but the more experienced amongst you out there maybe can derive some kind of use from this. I mean, does this look like accurate? I'm just applying medium pressure down on this thing. If I apply a lot of pressure, it changes a bit. That's like a lot of pressure. That's backing off. Again, I'm a complete novice when it comes to this stuff. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly or not. Alright, that's different points on a standard US dime. We'll try the Benjamin here. Okay, what is that about? Yeah, I don't know how helpful this is going to be here. I probably should have got some like new feeler gauges, or what is it, gauge blocks or something, to actually assess the accuracy of this thing. This is probably not helpful at all. But you know, it does, when you zero it out and put it back to its 0 point, it does seem to go back there most of the time. Again, if you really crank on it, yeah, no, it's not going back. If you really crank on it, sometimes it will go to negative 1/100th. And then if you kind of, you know, limp wrist it, it'll go to positive 1/100th. But I think that's probably just operator error. I don't know things. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a newbie. I'm a novice. But this is just meant to be a general overview, because there's like no reviews out there for this thing. There's like, I think there's one person that does really basic. But I figured I got it. It just arrived. I'd open it up. I haven't used it yet, other than what you've just seen here. And seems good. I mean, for the money, for 25 bucks or whatever, I mean, it seems real nice. I have no frame of reference. I've never owned a Starrett or a Mitutoyo or something like that, but for the money, this seems pretty damn good, and it will certainly work for my little just general hobbyist type of stuff. I do notice, if you put it in the case, lock it down, keep it turned on. I forgot to turn it off before I did this. Keep it in there. Let's see if it's even going to stay. Is it going to say the same thing? Yeah, so it's moved a little bit. Again, I have a feeling a lot of this is operator error. It could be just warmth from my hands. It could be any number of things. But again, the more experienced amongst you out there who know what you're doing are probably laughing at me right now. You can tell me in the comments what an idiot I am. But you'll probably be able to gauge, pun intended, gauge if these are good or not. So there you go. The Clockwise Tools DCLR-0605 IP54 rated 6-inch 150 millimeter digital calipers. Hopefully that was helpful to somebody out there in the internet world. Aloha.